the architecture of building-informed environments. In 1983, Korean Airlines Flight 007 strayed into Soviet airspace due to a navigational problem and was shot down. That same year, in the height of the Cold War, President Hagan mandated through an executive order that the Department of Defense Global Positioning System (GPS) and satellite system be opened up for civilian use. For the greater good of safer navigation throughout the world, GPS was opened up and has had a huge impact on us today and how we navigate our world. When I visited the Trinity College Library and looked at the knowledge of a nation in analog format in books stacked 2 stories high, I imagined crossing the green ropes and climbing up a ladder to get to a piece of knowledge in a book. Data in analog format is no longer an efficient way to share information in our world today. Change and innovation are happening at a staggering rate. There was a Kodak moment in 2002 when digital cameras overtook analog cameras with the very technology that Kodak invented yet suppressed. Kodak lost focus on capturing and sharing memories with a business need to sell more paper and chemicals. Now not only are we taking pictures, but we're locating them on a map through GPS. Location awareness has allowed us to find things on maps like Starbucks and has changed everything about how we navigate the world around us. Location awareness enabled by GPS is the foundation for the Internet of Things and smart cities, and access to real-time data such as finding the next bus, reserving a hotel, finding where our friends are, Googling everything. Data is stacked everywhere around us, and we expect this level of interactivity. It is no longer about one person trying to find one taxi on the street. It is a swarm of drivers networked through applications such as Uber that find you the right ride at the right place for the right price. This has fundamentally changed transportation in the city. Uber has overtaken taxis in 2015. They use the same global positioning system and other technologies combined together to bring you real-time access to rides. In this rapidly advancing world of smart cities and Internet of Things, we are all connected, but there's one gaping hole. The building industry has been overtaken by the technologies around us. As architects, we need to embrace the new tools and processes and change that's happening around us. When I look up, I see buildings, but I do not see the data yet. It's missing. We need to figure out how to make it front and center and connect to the world around us. Architects already process this complex data that can be incredibly valuable for this interconnected world. Even with building information modeling, though, it's very much a file-based and project-focused format. We finish the project, we file it, and the BIMs are used to process information just for that one use. But the capability exists because the information is there, it's just in the wrong format, even with BIM. The complexity of the building industry has required structure and order in the tools and processes that we use to capture the knowledge and decisions that we make. But let's not let the tools from the past limit what we can do with the data today. Knowledge trapped in an analog canyon of books or buildings is still valuable. We are in an incredibly unique position as architects, planners, and engineers that know how buildings and cities are put together to help structure and extract that data in a format that is valuable for others and link it to the technologies that are surrounding us. In this post-analog world, data and knowledge does not have to be stored and retrieved in a linear format. Cloud technologies and web services that drive Uber and other applications can be used to stream data from the cloud from BIM and support the Internet of Things in smart cities. BIM can link to it along with other information, but it's not necessarily at the center. Looking at bits of information as raindrops, one can then combine information to create new patterns, and machines can help crunch through those numbers to help us identify those patterns. So why did I tell you this story about global positioning systems and the technologies that are changing around us? The reality is that the building industry is already going through a shift, and this is an opportunity for owners and architects to help drive that. In our consulting work with owners that have single buildings or thousands of buildings across their portfolio, the same DNA pattern emerges. Many different tools are used with data scattered around multiple sources, and they ask, if we can get to information about a Starbucks on our phone, why can't we do the same thing with our facilities? The California Community Colleges with 5,000 buildings in their portfolio, the National Capital Planning Commission and the Southwest Eco District Master Plan involved multiple teams and data from many sources, drilling down to individual buildings or the city scale to make decisions about energy and cost and schedule and phasing, and rapidly assemble what-if scenarios to develop the Southwest Eco District Plan. The National Institute of Building Sciences projects with the Department of Veterans Affairs and Defense Health Agency for healthcare facilities identified and developed a Lego approach to structuring data, so you can plug and play pieces of data together and plug and play applications that exist out there today and future applications to create an ecosystem that would support a smart city or the Internet of Things. It's all data in the cloud using the technologies we've reviewed earlier. Other BIM and non-BIM applications then rapidly started connecting to this ecosystem of Lego structured data. This can be extended to the full life cycle with many future applications that we can't even imagine today. The reality is it should not be linked to any single software tool or application. It should be an ecosystem of structured data in a consistent format, just like the global positioning system that is also part of this created a common structure. The swarming intelligence of bees and birds and fish and ants allows them to communicate as a group and achieve what is not possible alone as a single ant. Now, humans are swarming. We're connected through the Internet of Things and smart cities and our devices. This is a civilizational shift and an opportunity for all architects. For the American Institute of Architects, we can all swarm and solve the thorny problems that the world has. We know the complexity of the building industry and the environment, and we can achieve great things for the greater good together. It's a challenging and exciting time to be in the world today. Complex problems to solve that cannot be solved in an analog way. It's not going to be one system, or one BIM, or one owner, or one architect, or one format like IFC. It's going to be an ecosystem of tools and processes and standards that connect to each other that are already possible today. We can solve this, and we can drive it as architects. It's an opportunity for us to be collaborative and work together on this. If you're ready to learn and participate, let's take the Architectural Planning Charrette workshop to the next level. We're opening up a free